Hi beauties, welcome to today's video. Today we are reviewing the City Limits palette by IBI Beauty. I am so excited. I've already put it on. I'm really pumped about the final look. Please, if you want to see how I filmed this video, stick around and see what I thought of putting these shadows on my face. Bye guys. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to prime my eyelids with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I'm just going to take this on each eyelid just a little bit. And I'm just going to buff it out with a sponge really quickly. Now that my eyes are primed, I am going to go into this shade right here. This is the shade Road Trip. And I'm just going to take that in my crease. It's as a transition color, so I'm just going to use this tapered blending brush by Elizabeth Mott. And I'm going to take the color and I'm going to put it in my crease. So now that I have that transition shade, I'm going to go into this shade Silent Disco down here. This is a nice like matte, it's like sort of an orangish brown shade. It's a little bit darker. I'm going to just take that in my crease. It's actually really nice. It's very pigmented. I'm just going to take a smaller brush and go into the same shade. And I'm just going to focus it right here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I don't think I've ever tried any eyeshadows from this company before. This is a true, real first impression of their eyeshadows. I'm really excited though, because as far as first impressions go, the shadows are blending very smooth. They're very pigmented. I'm not having a whole lot of fallout issues, which is outstanding. So, like, as you know, I did receive this palette from my last Tribe box that I received for the month of June, which is a bi-monthly subscription box. And this is my first impression of this eyeshadow palette, and I'm so impressed so far. I've got to say, I have found so many gems through subscription boxes lately. Like, I'm finding brands that I would have never heard about before. Besides this eyeshadow palette, another interesting product that I received in a subscription box that I had never heard of was by Beauty Creations, and it was the Seduce Me palette, and I love that freaking palette, and I use it all the time. It's got really pretty shadows that are really easy to work with. So moral of the story, there's a lot of really great There's a lot of really great brands out there that I wasn't aware of, and that is why I'm just so excited. Now, the only issue I'm having with these shadows is right here, and if you've watched me put on eyeshadow before, you know that it doesn't ever want to stick in this one spot. I put extra primer there sometimes. Like, I honestly don't know what it is and why it hates me so much. So now that I've done that, I'm going to actually clean this brush off using microfiber cloth. I don't know if you guys have ever heard me talk about that, but if you ever need to clean a brush in like a pinch and you don't have like one of those fancy brush cleaner things, I just use a microfiber cloth, a clean one, obviously, and it takes all the shadow off. It really only works for like a fluffy brush best, but for me, it's what works. So next, just so that I can kind of transition that shade a little bit more, I'm gonna go in with Playlist. This is a really nice sort of mattifying. The problem is these shadows are not completely matte. There's a little bit of shimmer in them. So I'm just taking this and I'm just going around the edges just to kind of give it that softening effect. Holy smokes, guys. I am really excited for this palette, like really excited. I'm just doing the same thing on this side, just to soften the edges up a little bit. And I'm not going really any higher. I'm just sort of staying in that same area, just a little bit above so that it gives that smoothness. All right. Now I know what I'm gonna do. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna get a little, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple because this is the first impression. I'm going to take this shade right here on my finger. It's like a nice bronzy coppery, like it's like a dark, like it reminds me of like metal. It is in the shade Light Show. So I'm going to actually just take it and I'm gonna tap it on the outer edge of my eye, the outer corner. That's freaking pretty. There is a little bit of fallout. That's okay. I can fix that later. As far as first impressions go, I'm pretty impressed right now. All right. That's really, really nice. I really like this shade actually. Like, it's really nice. Yeah, I will definitely be using this palette again. I just really wanted to sit down and film this first impressions video. I didn't wear any eyeshadow to work today, which kind of made me feel like awkward. All day I was like, I should just go do my eyeshadow. I should just go do that, but I never actually did. So I'm just kind of cleaning that up. So other than that problem right there, which is just my face, these blended really nicely. It actually, yeah, it looks really good for me. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna take the shade Nightfall on my pinky. These shadows are really creamy, like I'm barely touching them. I'm going in like this. Whoa. What the heck? That's awesome. Whew. Really excited about this. And now I'm gonna go in with the other side. And when I put a shadow on with my finger like this, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm being really awkward. I like to press and sort of pull a little bit. I'll use this hand. That is so pretty. I'm not sure if being on camera is actually giving like the full effect of how nice this really does look. I'm just gonna take that shade Silent Disco and I'm just gonna go in and just sort of make sure everything's tidied. Just a little bit in my crease, not much. Like barely touching the brush. What I'm gonna do now is I am gonna take a fluffy brush and I'm going to dip into the shade Silent Disco and Playlist, and I'm gonna buff them just along the lower lash line. Okay, so let's put a little bit of mascara on and away we go. So I'm just gonna take my Essence. This is my Volume Hero mascara. I really like this stuff. It actually, I don't mind using it without an eyelash curler first because I find that it really does curl and sort of volumize. And just a little bit more. And there we go. So So this is my final look. I have to say, as far as first impressions go, the City Limit palette by IBY Beauty is awesome. I cannot wait to see how this lasts. I will only be wearing it probably for a few hours, unfortunately, because it is the end of the day, but I'm really excited. It looks really good. I'm very happy with the color story. The color story alone is pretty good because you do have some other options, but you can make like a really nice neutral look with this palette. So as far as I am concerned, this is a win for me. I will pin a comment below if something changes and I decide I don't like it, but this is a win. You're gonna see more of this, so thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I love when you stop by for my videos. I will talk to you soon. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already, and make sure you ring that notification bell. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.